Hey everyone, welcome back to Cuddy's Bookshelf. So happy new year, and because it's a new year I thought I would do a end of year, beginning of new year unhaul so I can make room on my shelves for new books that I want to read this year. So the first two I'm going to get rid of was bought for me. I think these was like a charity shop or the donations shop at the doctor's or something, and my mum picked them up. They were some true stories, so trigger warnings for like abuse and stuff. Please check the trigger warnings. So there is two. There is I Let Him Go, and there is Love As Always Mum. These are very hard hitting, very emotional. Check trigger warnings. Just check them, because if you like books like these, I recommend these ones, but just be careful. Then I'm getting rid of two festive reads. One is Christmas Cakes and Mistletoe Nights, and the other is The Christmas Holidays. Again, these were I think this one I bought from the Works, I want to say. Could have been Waterstones, could have been anywhere, but I've had it for years, and I read it once and I can't remember much about it, but it's one where I won't reread, so I'm just going to get rid of it. And then this one is one that my sister picked me up from the doctor's charity shop bit, and I read it. It's okay, nice and festive, will not reread it. And they are both like contemporary Christmassy romances. Then you will be shocked by the next three, and it pains me to get rid of them, but I want so it's Terry Pratchett books, but I want to collect all of the hardback editions that they've brought out of all of Terry Pratchett books. So I have started with the first three, like not necessarily in a series, but just because there is 47 books in the Discworld series. I've got 1 to 3 so far, but I have been going through the Witches series because I had them, but again, they were, every time that I ordered a paperback, they are always different sizes, so they never fit on a shelf together like nicely. So like you would have, it would be like this, and then another small one and a big one. I could never get the measurements right when they came, but I have read these ones. I still have a couple of paperback ones of these from Terry Pratchett, because I have not read those ones yet, and I will not be getting rid of them until I have read them. What I have done is, in the book Equal Rights that I have in the hardback edition, all my notes that I wrote down on a sticky note in the front of these when I read them, I've saved them, labelled them which book they're from, so then when I get the hardbacks I can stick that in and I can remember my thoughts when I first read them. So yeah, I'm getting rid of these. So there is Lords and Ladies, there is Weird Sisters, I love that one, and there is Witches Abroad. I also love that one. I love Lords and Ladies as well, what am I saying? But I love Terry Pratchett's books. They are genius, they are hilarious, the characters are absolutely amazing, and when this Witches series finishes, I don't know what I'm going to do without Granny Weatherwax in my life. So these are incredible. Highly recommend these, but I am unhauling them to get the different editions of them. So because it's only the Witches series that I had. So it's only like 4, that's 3. So I think I've got another 2 in paperback. So it was only the Witches series that I had in paperback, other than the first one, Equal Rights. I had that in hardback to match the others, so all of the series was different, and then all the rest of the books, when I buy them, I'm going to get them in the hardback, so it would be literally 4 books in the whole series. That's why I'm doing it. I'm not just getting rid of books to buy them again, because that's just stupid, but they would look really out of place with the rest, and they are worth investing into, because I just love Terry Pratchett. He's a genius. The next 2 books are by the same author, and it is All This Time and 5 Feet Apart. I brought these from the Works when I watched the movie 5 Feet Apart, and I was like, oh, I like to read the book. I have never read them. I have never been inclined to read them. I did like the film. I think if I watch the film first, I get I prefer to read the book first, basically. I'm a book first, read the film, annoy the person. Like, that didn't happen in the book. I'm one of those people. So, yeah, annoying, but I just won't read them. And I already know someone that I know that will enjoy these. So these I've already got a home to go to. So it just makes me feel even happier about giving them away, because I know someone else is going to love them. This one will probably come as no surprise. I read this in the month of October. It's just not what I expected it to be, and it is The Deep. This I thought was just a thriller set on the Titanic, but like a murder mystery thriller set on the Titanic. But what it really is flashbacks to the Titanic whilst the woman is currently on the Britannic, and it wasn't what I was expecting. I was expecting a whodunit murder mystery thriller, but I got a mythical something or other at the end. Anyway, I didn't get on with it. If you've seen my vlogs for October, for spooky season, you know I didn't really get on with this one, so I'm unhauling it. I won't reread it. The next one is the tiniest little book you ever did see, but it is Notes on Camp. So I brought this because I was watching the Met Gala one year, and this is what the theme was based on, and I wanted to learn more. Read it, won't reread it. That's that. The next ones. So I have had these a very long time. I can't even tell you how many years I've had these, but I have had them for some time on my shelf. And they are middle grades, and they are the His Dark Materials books. So I have had these 3 for forever, and I still am not bothered about picking them up. I've seen quite a lot of people that like them, but I've also seen people that really don't like them as well. And I just have no draw to them. It's something that I'm just like, oh, I'll read them one day. I read them one day. But it's been years now, and I'm like, when is that one day going to come where I'm actually going to want to read them? So I'm just going to get rid of them. It is Northern Lights, The Subtle Knife, and the Amber Spyglass. I'm just not going to read them. Sorry if they're your favourite, but I'm just not bothered about them. So again, another one that you would have seen recently if you watched my last reading wrap up, or if you watched my Bookmas vlogs, is The Christmas Appeal. I sort of ruined this for myself because I didn't read the appeal first, because I'm sure that would have built up some sort of character base for me to like enjoy getting back into the characters, because this was very character driven and I just wasn't that bothered. It came across more of a slice of life than it did a murder mystery, and I just got bored. And I think that's a me problem, because I didn't read the first book to build up the base of it all. But yeah, so I won't reread it. I won't read the appeal now because I spoiled it by reading this one first. I just ruined it for myself basically, so I'm unhauling it. The next one is a different one. It is non-fiction. It is Glucclose Revolution. So I had somebody that was struggling with their blood sugar. I wanted to do some more research on it. I brought this book. I have read it. I won't reread it again, and they're not bothered about having it, so I'm getting rid of it. And I think it will be a good one to have at the library at work for any of patients that suffer with the blood sugar. I think that they'll get some use out of this, so I'm happy to take this one to work. Another one that you probably know that's coming is Grownups by Marianne Keyes. I just wasn't that bothered about it. It was another slice of life. The only part that I liked about this was a certain 2 people, and their chapter was half a chapter. They get this one night together and then it's done. That was it. The whole of this is a chunker, and I really enjoyed half a chapter. So I'm not going to reread it. I'm not that bothered about it. It is slice of life. A woman has had a fall, so she is suffering with a concussion, and in doing so she's spilling everyone's family secrets out and about everywhere. And it just, to say what it were, I thought these family secrets were going to like destroy the family like really badly. And when it came out, it was sort of like wasn't even that important. So you had all this build up to it, and there wasn't that much come from it. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, not that bothered. The next one is a bit like the glucclose one, but this one was hormonal. So a conversation about women's bodies, mental health, and why we need to be heard. I read this. A lot of it doesn't, because it's a lot of like fertility, periods and stuff like that, and I don't need that anymore. This was bought years before that, so there's no point me keeping it on my shelf because I can't relate to a lot of this in here, and I don't really want to read about it either. So I am going to give this one away, probably to somebody that I know is struggling with this sort of thing. And yeah, it's no point me taking it to work, this one, because I work in a male hospital. So the next one might come as a bit of a surprise because it is a Waterstones exclusive edition, and I do like the book cover and the sprayed edges. Can you guess what book it is from the sprayed edges? I do like this, but I do have the all black sprayed edges with the Illumicrate special edition that came out of the Book of Night by Holly Black. I really loved the concept of this, like having magic in your shadows. But when I read it, it just missed something. I don't know what it was. There was just something missing, and I just don't think it was like executed the best, and it just wasn't for me. I didn't enjoy it as much, and I was debating whether to get rid of both editions. But I think when I read it, I did say if and when number 2 comes out, I might give it another go. But it is still one where I'm definitely getting rid of this edition. I am not that bothered about a book to have 2 copies of it on my shelf. I will keep the first copy. If I do end up changing my mind about carrying on the series, I will just get rid of it, because it's just one I'm not bothered about. I really am not bothered about it. So, you know, I might carry it on to be nosy. The next one is, again, another one that was a disappointing read. This was in one of my wrap-ups, and it's Kerry Oak Fletcher's With This Kiss. I can't even remember what actually happened in this. This was okay read. A little disappointed with it. Things came easy to the main character. Was no major reactions or repercussions for her gift. Repetitive at times. Glad it was such a quick read. That was my thoughts when I read it. So I sort of remember from that she has this ability of when she kisses somebody, she finds out how they're going to die, when they're going to die. She sees their death. And so since she was 18, she's never kissed anybody, but she has kept this ability to herself all these years. And then all of a sudden, loads of people start finding out, but nobody really has a strong reaction to it. Like, it's like a normal thing that they found out. So I was just like, oh, okay. And then it got to a point where it was like, oh, if a certain somebody knew, they could have helped her with it anyway. I like the friendship in it. Other than that, I was really disappointed. And I'm even more disappointed because it is signed by Kerry Oak Fletcher. And it is a beautiful edition. And yes, I did just hit myself in the face while I was showing that. The next one is, I've done this thing where I have pre-ordered a book with excitement, and then realised that I've only got it in the first one in paperback, but then pre-ordered it in excitement in hardback. And it is something that I'm really cautious of, because I know that there's going to be a D.I. Helen Grace book coming out middle of next year, but it's only available in hardback so far. So I was like, no, don't pre-order it, because I nearly pre-ordered it, because I thought if I want to read it beforehand, I will buy it on my Kindle and then get the paperback when the paperback does come out. But I did the same thing with Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo. I really enjoyed Ninth House. I've actually got 2 special editions in the paperback. So, and this is just a standard edition hardback. I have pre-ordered the special edition in paperback, so I am going to give this one away. I'm going to see if anyone's actually read the first one yet before I just randomly give it away. If they have, I will give them the second. If not, I will take it to the work library and someone else can enjoy it. The next one, I am gutted to get rid of this one for the simple fact is continuity with the Lock Library books, but I did miss last month's Lock Library because I had to skip a month. But The Library of Broken Worlds, I read it and I didn't really get on with it. It just wasn't for me. It was beautifully written. It was a space opera. I've never really read a space opera before. I've read quite a few sci-fis, but this, I don't know. It just wasn't for me, and I am gutted because obviously it is a beautiful edition and it does match all the other Locked Library spines, and it has got the gorgeous starry stenciled edge, but I won't reread it. I know I won't because I didn't enjoy it as much, so I'm getting rid of it. And then the last one is just one that I had ages ago and I never read it, and I don't think I ever will read it, and it is Reflections, Life Lessons on Finding Beauty Inside and Out by Holly Willoughby. I won't. I think it drew me in because I think there's a picture somewhere where she is doing sound baths, and at the time I was really interested in having like sound bowls and stuff, and I think that's what intrigued me. But now I just have no intriguement at all because I've done my own research and just never picked this up. So yeah, that was the last one. So that is my unhaul. I don't even know how many books that was. 23 books. I got rid of 23 books. That is amazing for me. So yeah, 23 books gone. Really happy about it. Got a lot more space. Well, not that much to be fair, but I have got room now on my shelves to add more books when I get them, and I'm looking forward to finding some new 5 stars that I can proudly display on my shelves, and that's what I'm looking for this year, and I can't wait. I hope that you have a good reading year. Are you unhauling any books at the beginning of the year to clear some space? I highly recommend it. It's very refreshing. Yeah, I hope that you are well. I hope that you enjoyed this unhaul. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you would like to see more from me, please subscribe, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye! But I want to they are always, but what I've done is but what I have done in I'm running out of space, hold on. It was a space opera. 1, 2, 3, shake your body down. It's the most, nope, Christmas is over.